Let's talk about YouTube in the classroom. But first, you're here because you're learning about American government and economics. You're trying to master the content. You're also every day at school in all of your classrooms learning how to become a better learner, developing your learning skills so that when you're on your own and have to think for yourself and learn new things and encounter new things, you can do so productively, efficiently, and effectively. We're here to learn content and learn about learning. There's several ways that we can learn about the content. Obviously, lecturing will take place in all of your classrooms. You sit, you listen to a speaker, you take notes. It's sort of the old model of learning. And there's also YouTube. You can watch countless YouTube videos about academic content and learn information. You can watch countless YouTube videos, learn about your labs, learn about your jobs, learn about new skills, and build and improve. So there's a balancing act. It's going to be a little bit of both. And you need to become better at each of those methods of disseminating information. Lecturing is kind of an outdated method. It will never completely die, but it is old school 20th century. Lecturing took place because how else can you teach a bunch of people something but one person goes up and speaks? This has existed since the beginning of civilization. Go back to the Greeks, to the Romans, standing in front of hundreds of people, speaking, they listen, they take notes. It's an okay way to disseminate information and to spread information to others. Today you can do that on a much grander scale by using video. Had they had video, if the Greeks and Romans in their togas had video, they would have done a little bit of YouTube. They didn't. Now we do have it and we need to use it, but we also need to use it to spread the information, but also to process and learn the information. It is the future, it is the present. It's a two-way street. We need more YouTube educational content. We need more people watching the content to learn how to process the content, remember the content. Lecturing makes sense if you're going to go to college, because once you go to college, you're going to go 4 more years of lecturing. And so it is imperative that as a high school student, you become better at listening to lectures, listening to a speaker, taking notes, and remembering what is said, because you're going to have to do that again. But if you're not going to college, then what use is that skill? It's best to improve upon your YouTube watching skill. Imagine you're a mechanic and you encounter a new problem that you've never run into before and you need to learn how to fix it. No one is going to provide you a lecture to fix it. You're not going to go sit in a classroom with 1,000 people and say, how do I fix this part of the engine? What you have to do in the past was look it up. Find all the manuals and research and figure out how to make the fix. Today, you'll look it up on YouTube. And the better you are at searching YouTube, watching multiple videos on YouTube, evaluating different YouTube videos, and then processing the information, remembering the steps, the better you are, the better the employee, the more productive you'll be. It's an imperative, important skill that we all know. And so we need to teach this skill. We need to focus on this skill. We need to be cognizant of this skill every single day. We don't just stare at a screen like it's a TV show or a reality show or a cat video that I'm allowed to forget in 5 minutes. Another example is just in your personal life. My house got hit by a lightning bolt. I was trying to sell my house. The inspector wouldn't approve it until I fixed an outlet. Didn't want to pay an electrician a bunch of money, so I had to do it on my own. I have no business fixing an electrical outlet. But I watched various videos, evaluated the videos, learned how to do it, got the parts, changed the thing, sold the house. Boom goes the dynamite. Boom went the lightning. That's how it works. And it was pretty easy because I've learned how to learn through YouTube. There's a balancing act. There's going to be a time and place for lecture. There's going to be a time and place for YouTube. We'll know the time and the place. But we do want to improve both skills. How do I learn through lecturing? What can I improve upon as a student? How can I improve as a student watching YouTube videos? Sure, the main goal in this class is to learn about the content, and we can use YouTube to learn the content. We're learning through YouTube to learn the content. What we're not doing, and although I see this everywhere and everyone is guilty of this in every classroom, you're assigned a YouTube video, you watch the video, you didn't pay attention to the video. It was on the checklist of things to do. You watched it like you were watching a reality show that you don't have to remember. We don't do that. There are times when you watch YouTube videos just for fun, for funsies. That's okay. There's entertainment that you don't need to remember. That's okay. But when you're approaching educational videos on YouTube, you have to have a different mindset. The mindset of, I need to remember this. I need to go in with a different game plan rather than just staring at a screen and doing the checkbox thing where I ask you if you watched the video, you say yes. I ask you, well, what did you learn? I don't know, I just watched the video. I stared at the screen like it was a reality show. Don't do that. So again, in this class and in all of your classes, you're learning your content, but we're always constantly trying to become better learners, better students, so we can be better citizens. So let's talk about some of the problems and start thinking about our approach to use YouTube. How many times have you watched a video and you completely forgot everything that you've watched? We've got to fix that. Again, it's okay if you're watching YouTube for entertainment purposes. You don't have to remember it. For podcasts, movies, shows, music videos. But when it's academic content that you need to remember, we've got to work on the skills to make us remember it. First of all, you need to take notes. Got to take notes. It's non-negotiable. Countless research studies have shown when you write things down, you remember them. Also, besides the fact that all the research shows that when you write down notes, whatever they are, or write down questions, you have a better chance of remembering what you have watched. You can also reference your notes rather than, I got to watch that whole video again. Another thing that we can do as better YouTube students is use the tools. Learn to use the tools. These are tools that make the dissemination of information from person A to person B, from the speaker to the listener, effective. These are tools that don't exist in a lecture. These are tools that don't exist in real life. But by learning through YouTube, you can make this more a student-centered learning experience. So if we go down to the bottom and click the gear, we can find some tools, mainly the playback speed. What we can do is speed things up. Sometimes a speaker could ramble. Am I rambling now? Sometimes you can speed things up. Sometimes there are videos that you can watch at a little bit faster pace, and this will save you time. Sometimes you need to slow it down because there's a lot of information to process. And there's a lot going on. It depends on the content and what class, be it science, math, or social studies. And YouTube will do that to you if you use the tools. And sometimes you just need to hit stop. You can't hit stop in the middle of a lecture with 30 other students. But you can on a YouTube video. Stop, write something down. Stop, rewind, go back over that. You can't rewind the lecture. You can't put the teacher in reverse. You can do all these things with the YouTube tools that makes the learning more effective, more efficient, more productive. Use the tools. There's also transcripts that you can click on and see the text on the right that you can copy and paste, drop into another document, or just so you can see the vocabulary and see the words. And that's not even to speak of all the AI tools that are getting invented every day, from summarizers, question generators, chatbots that will talk to you about the video. Tons of AI tools for YouTube every day that will help you better process information. We have to become better YouTube learners. But most of all, our biggest problem, the weakness among all Americans, is that we are not focusing on the YouTube videos. You have to concentrate. You have to know. You have to be self-aware and cognizant of when you have lost concentration. Hit pause, rewind, go back. But I don't want to go back. That means it's going to take me longer to finish the video. Pause, rewind, go back. Step one, go into the video knowing how long can I focus. 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Know that. Don't go into a 40-minute video and expect to sit for 40 minutes. You better do just 10 minutes and then see where you're standing. Have a game plan. Be aware as you're watching the video. Are you clicking on other stuff? Then you're not learning stuff. Are you drifting off? Pause, rewind, go back. But then it takes me longer. That's fine. As you get better at this, the less you'll have to do it in the future. You need reps. You need practice. Pause, rewind, go back. As you improve as a YouTube watcher, you won't have to do that anymore. Day after day, you will become better, but you got to start now. You can't just let the thing play and then lose gaps, have whole segments of the video that you completely don't understand. And you'll know that if you're taking notes. If you're taking notes, you can see if there are gaps. If you're writing things down, you can see. It helps you keep your concentration. It helps you stay focused. And you'll notice if you're taking notes, watching videos day after day, you'll see that you are going to become a better YouTube watcher. You're going to learn like, oh, it was at 5 minutes. That's where I kind of lost focus. It's difficult on YouTube. There's all kinds of web things to click on. When we stare at a screen, we have been trained to stare at it like we're watching a sporting event where you don't have to remember every single play. You're just kind of watching it casually. When you're watching for academic purposes or learning a skill, you got to stay through the whole thing. You got to watch all of the whole thing. Write, take notes, pause, rewind. This is the biggest skill of all. If you can master focusing on a YouTube video and concentrating for the entire video, you are going to be a very successful person. But you have to be cognizant of your attention. You got to go into every video with a game plan. That game plan is, I'm watching this video to learn, and I know how long I can pay attention. And if I can only pay attention for 10 minutes and it's a 15-minute video, then I need to stop it at the 10-minute mark and get another game plan going. I need to make sure that I'm staying on top of myself, cognizant, aware of my own focus and concentration. Get in the game, stay in the game. Focus, focus, focus. That is the biggest thing of all.